Hello and welcome back to Wall Street Bolt. We're back today with Mark Sawicki, Ph.D., President and Chief Executive Officer of Cryoport Systems, to discuss the company's work as a global provider of innovative products and services to the fast-growing cell and gene therapy industry. So, Mark, thank you so much for joining us today. Just start by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit more about Cryoport Systems for people who may not be familiar.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. As you had said, Mark Sawicki. I'm the CEO of Cryoport Systems and CSO of the parent company, Cryoport Inc. I've been with the organization about 9 years. Cryoport was really built and continues to focus around developing comprehensive, cutting-edge supply chain solutions for the cell and gene space. We have a definitive focus on cell and gene therapy, and all of the challenges associated with management of cell and gene commercial and clinical product.
All right. And recently you announced the company has signed a new 3-year supply chain solutions agreement with Monash IVF Group Limited. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So one of the other areas that we do a lot of support in is the movement of sperm, eggs, and embryos all over the world. So Monash is one of the largest clinical organizations in Australia. They do a lot of the IVF or, obviously in vitro fertilization and reproductive medicine related work in Australia. And we're responsible now for working with them to manage all that product movement, throughout the Australian as well as internationally.
Okay, great. And then in October, so earlier this month, you shared the news that the company was entering into a strategic collaboration with gene therapy Catapult at Stevenage Manufacturing Innovation Center for Advancement of Cell and Gene Therapies. Give us a little more context around that and what that relationship means to you.
Yeah, so the Catapult is a unique organization that's headquartered out of the United Kingdom. They have a campus that's been built up in Stevenage, UK, which is basically a center of excellence for cell and gene therapy. As part of that, we've stepped into a strategic partnership with them to really take the consideration of supply chain management off of the shoulders of their R&D, their development work, as well as their partners and the companies that they're supporting. So that's been a gap for them to be able to support, scaling and product management, which includes obviously storage of drug product, clinical or commercial product. Obviously distribution, transportation, things like kitting, secondary labeling, packaging related considerations, all of the things that are related to product management, not manufacturing.
All right, so it seems like you guys are having a lot of growth. We've got another exciting partnership. That's the news that you guys recently shared about a collaboration with Be The Match, BioTherapies. That's a huge organization. So this collaboration, you're going to expand the capabilities of IntegraCell. Tell us a little bit more about that partnership.
Sure. So that particular partnership is really built around expanding patient access. So when you look at the cell and gene space, early on, the biggest bottleneck associated with scalability has been manufacturing capacity. And a lot of companies have been building substantial capacity throughout the US, throughout Europe, throughout Asia. Now things are starting to move upstream. And if you talk to or listen to any of the folks that have commercial products on the market today, that one of the biggest challenges they have is patient accessibility. So the relationship with Be The Match BioTherapies does two things. Number one is it provides a vehicle to support scaling in the allogeneic therapy space. And so they have the largest donor infrastructure in the United States, and they're going to be tying that in with our competency for cryopreservation, as well as our downstream supply chain competencies. And this is all around building out that infrastructure to support scalability so that clients and the industry as a whole don't have a limitation supply chain related or patient access related, so they can focus on manufacturing and efficacy related concerns. We'll ensure that they have the ability to access the patient population throughout the US and Europe at this point in time, because the IntegraCell platform extends into Europe, but driving that patient access over time.
Okay, excellent.
Excuse me.
And we'd like to congratulate your team for being named Best Cell and Gene Therapy Supplier for cryogenic storage.
Thank
That's
you.
part of this year's IMA-PAC Asia Pacific Cell and Gene Therapy Excellence Awards. So how excited is your team about this, and what does it mean to you?
It's really a validation, right? As I had mentioned, we built the organization and our infrastructure to support cell and gene. We're not trying to take an infrastructure that was built for conventional pharmaceutical distribution and apply it to the cell and gene space. Everything that we built was nuts and bolts around patient-specific therapies, irreplaceable therapies, and what we call a zero defect tolerance. Because in the cell and gene space, if you make a mistake on managing a product, you kill somebody, right? And so the fact that we focused on it from that perspective, and we've built an infrastructure and a series of processes and systems that are obviously being identified as best in class, as a validation of that strategy for us.
Yeah, for sure. And finally, in August, Cryoport reported second quarter 2023 financial results that showed clinical trials supported by Cryoport increased to a record 668 global clinical trials by quarter end. Also, a net increase of 42 trials added year over year, along with a strong balance sheet with over $500 million in cash and short-term investments. Tell us what this means for the future of Cryoport in the months and years to come, and maybe farther down the road.
Yeah, so the clinical trial portfolio, again, it validates the premise of the company in itself. I mean, that's about a 70% market share, which in the pharmaceutical space is unheard of, and it provides a substantial pipeline, right, for commercial track products. And one of the things that we've been very, very successful at is taking our clinical portfolio and maintaining it through commercial launch. We're now supporting 12 commercial products. We have the potential of an additional 14 filings next year. And so the industry is ramping pretty quickly, and us controlling 70% of the clinical space provides a very strong vehicle for scaling as they go commercial.
Okay. And is there anything else that you would like to add or mention about the company before we wrap up?
No, I think that the only thing I want to just to reiterate is that, we're going to continue to build out our infrastructure in support of the cell and gene space. Our goal is to have a comprehensive platform for anything supply chain related, from the moment a blood or a tissue sample is taken out of a patient to the moment it goes back inside their body, and being able to do that under one relationship on a global basis, whether in your US, Europe, or Asia. And that's ultimately our target.
All right. Well, this has been extremely informative. Can you let the audience know before you go the best place they can go if they would like to get some additional information?
Sure. Obviously, historically, easiest way to go is go to our website, which is cryoport.com, or any of our sister companies, CryoPDP or MV Biological Solutions and Cryogene. So.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to monitoring your company progress and speaking with you again in the future.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.